1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Ano nga yung ginagawa ni Martin? Sound
check.
something. Hi guys, I'm JL.
I'm Shy.
Today we're here to talk about love
Lost.
and loss.
So this is the first podcast of
Of
the
the
year.
year.
A lot has happened ng holiday. I don't know about you guys, but 50-50 siya.
I'm
Nakakapagod.
also just realizing now it's 2026, so I'm turning 26.
Oh?
This year, I'm turning 26. What? How old are you?
I'm gonna turn 25 pa lang.
Grabe, so this year ka pala magkaka-quarter life crisis.
Oh. Oh no. Please no.
Yeah, I'm done with that. This year I'm like a bit old. I feel really old.
Oh my God.
I think this year is gonna be a year of more pressure for yourself. For the both of us. Parang feel ko mas mararamdaman natin yung age natin, and yung deadline, and
Actually,
the race of life. Where did you spend your holidays?
umuwi kasi ako sa hometown ko nung holiday since I've been living alone for like almost a year. And one thing that I realized nung bumalik ako sa hometown ko is sobrang chaotic nang nangyayari sa house compared to my lifestyle ngayon, which is just me living alone, quiet. Nung pagdating ko dun sa house, I didn't have my boundaries. Everybody was going in my room 24/7. Like every hour, I was trying to sleep, resting. Hindi na ako sanay na walang nang bubulabog sa akin. So, nanibago talaga ako. During the holiday, I felt very tired.
Yeah.
Compared na dapat I was resting. Which was, grateful naman ako na nakapag-spend ako ng time with the family. But, grabe, sobrang feel ko puyat ako, kulang ako sa tulog. Kasi, wala, grabe talaga. Very chaotic siya compared to my usual routine na I just wake up, go to work, eat, go to sleep, and then usual routine. Kaya ang weird niya sa feeling when I went back there tapos went back here in Manila after.
I think yun yung struggle when you live alone and then you want to visit your house for the holidays. When you live alone kasi you already have a sense of self, sense of boundaries, privacy.
Oo, totoo.
You do things at your own pace, at your own time. And then when you go back home, you kind of get a sense of your childhood na you don't really call the shots. I did that too. I've been living alone for, I think, 5 years na. And every time I go back home, yun yung nararamdaman ko. I'm not even allowed to lock my door. If I want to talk to my friends, I have to whisper because my mom might hear. So parang wala akong sense of independence. And it's kind of hard to get used to it. Even if, let's say, you're only there for a month, you're only there for 3 weeks. Nakakapagod siya kasi hindi ka nasanay na other people control your life.
Actually, ang na-feel ko was I was living under somebody else's rules when I was staying there. Kasi when I was alone, I was living by my own rules. I cook my own food at this specific time. I do my laundry at this specific time. Pero nung nandun ako, kailangan ko kumilos kasi they were living a really fast-paced timeline nung nandun. Siyempre, kailangan laging kumikilos kasi madami sila sa bahay, which was my mom, my 2 siblings nandun sa bahay. And then, nakakapanibago kasi you were living with people that you haven't lived with for a long time. Kaya nakakapanibago na yung mga kaaway mo nun. Mga ibang kaaway mo nun.
Besties na kayo.
Kasama mo na naman. So, nakakapanibago nga talaga siya knowing na you're an adult now and then you lived in your parents' house.
But I think we're lucky enough to have both perspectives, living alone and also living with parents. And that's really why we constantly push for the need to move out if you can, because that's where you can really take control of your life. That's where you can really live within your own means, live within your own rules. And that's also a test to yourself. And will I survive? Kaya ko ba to? Will I feed myself? Will I get up? Will I move? Will I clean? It's holding yourself accountable, but also siguro giving yourself the freedom to breathe and who you really are, not who your parents want you to be.
When I went back, I felt like I could breathe. Nung as in pag-uwi ko, pagtapa ko sa front door ng condo ko, I was like, Finally! I was suffocating.
Yeah.
And then parang I was like underwater nung nasa bahay. Siguro ayokong may matapakan akong specific something dun sa house na magbe-bring up ng traumas or like fights in the house. And we don't want that nung holiday season. Kaya nung pagdating ko doon, sabi ko, I'm just grateful I got to spend time with them. Nakapag-bonding kami after a long time. And then, I'm glad, syempre, babalik ulit ako sa same old routine ko. And I'm grateful na I get to experience both sides already.
Yeah, I think when I went back home to my parents, there was a point that I got very, very grateful to myself. There was a point where I really wanted to commend myself for working very hard, because there's a difference when you live with your parents. You guys are broke. There's a difference when you live with your parents when you already have a sense of financial security. And I'm lucky enough to be the latter na. Because when I lived with my parents before and there was no financial security, like every day felt like chaos. You can't turn on the lights kasi sayang sa kuryente. There's so many things you can't do just because you're bound by finances. And because yun yung na-instill sa akin na memory of my adolescence living in there, it feels much more freeing na I get to go back with a much more, siguro, privileged position na, okay, hindi na ako natatakot magbukas ng aircon, hindi na ako natatakot magbukas ng ilaw, hindi na ako natatakot to wash my hands too long. Kasi makasayang sa sayang sa tubig, di ba? So, I'm happy na because of what I've been able to achieve with my career, the environment at the house is not chaotic anymore because everybody is more at peace. Everybody is not worrying about how to pay, how to retrieve what we're losing, how to gain back kung ano yung cost of living natin or breathing, right? So, may point in time na I was just very happy na I got to see my parents and this house in a new light na hindi na sobrang worried, hindi na sobrang aruga with like trying to eat, trying to find something to cook kasi walang laman yung fridge. So, I'm very much happy na I'm in a better position now than I was before.
Nakikita mo ba yun sa TikTok, yung mga students, college, yung mga pumuntang province, tas uuwi ng Manila or kung saan man yung school nila, ang dami nilang bit-bit na gamit ka in the house. That was me. That's like me every time I go. Siguro, nakagawian na namin yun ni na mama na even though I still live alone, they still have a sense of taking care of me at that point na pinapadalahan pa din nila ako na mga gulay, like every essential that I need. Pero ako, nahihiya na ako. Kaya ko naman na siyang bilhin, pero wini-wish pa din nila na, sige, okay lang yan. Mas mura dito eh. Gaganon pa si mama. So, thankful ako kasi kahit nakakapagod siyang ibiyahe, ang dami kong dala-dala. I'm thankful ako kasi that will make my life a bit easier when I come back home here in Manila. Kaya, naninibago pa din ako na kapag nagpapadala sila, sabi ko, okay lang, wag na, hindi na kailangan. Gamitin nyo na sa inyo. Sabihin na lang nila, okay lang, mas okay na meron kang stock dyan kaysa wala. Parang ganun yung mindset ni mama. So, come to know na very different ngayon sa situation natin kasi di naman lahat nga galing sa province na Baguio na sobrang mura yung ano. So, nung pag-uwi ko dito, wala, ready, prepared na ako for the next month.
I like going back home, but there's a time limit. I need to go back to my own space. I need to go back to my condo and live my own life on my own terms.
Anong maximum mo?
Sobrang, this is the longest I've ever stayed at home, which was like 2 weeks. It's the longest in 5 years. Usually I cap it off to 2 days, bro. So I was like, mommy, mommy. I was like, oh my God. Langit na lang, mommy. And then, mommy, gym lang ako. Like, what? Hindi ako sorry na nagpapaalam ako. Mommy, I have to, mommy, can you,
Oo nga. Parang nung andun din ako, malabas lang ako, saan ka punta?
Yun nga.
Saan ka pupunta? Diyan lang. Why? I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. You know, they will never reach a point na hindi sila mag-aalala.
But I'm happy, like, they force you to eat. Because, like, if I live on my own, I just, like, eat whatever, diba? When I'm there, sit your ass down, eat what's on the plate, whatever is served, diba? And ayaw ko bumaba, yung ayaw ko tataas yan. Be, tawag ka ni ate, be, baba ka na daw, be. Like, oh shit. Like, at least it people take care of you.
And lalo na ngayon, like, at this point, very, since after the holiday, back to work, you have to go back to your old routine. And some people, they go back to the workload na they left before the holiday, which is, pagod na sila. Even thinking about going to work is pagod na sila. But at the same time, wala, kailangan nilang pumasok, kailangan nilang mag-show up since bills need to get paid.
Your career needs you. But I think there's so much courage in showing up, even when you're in pain, even when you're sick, even when you're battling your own demons. There's so much to look up to in somebody that's able to do that. I don't know if you've been that, but there's so many times, even now, na I feel like I can't show up. But because I know that other people depend on me, I am depending on me to show up. And I still deep down know na I want a good life, even though bad things are happening right now. I still choose to show up. I still choose to get out of bed, even if I drag myself, even if sobrang bigat ng nararamdaman ko. I still choose to show up because I need myself. And ito yung sinasabi ko sa'yo the other day na like, if nobody will show up for you, if nobody will love you, if nobody will do those things for you, at least do it for yourself.
Exactly.
Kasi deserve mo yun eh. To get the things that you want if other people can't do it for you.
Actually, mahirap. Mahirap isipin na you have to do all those things for you. Honestly speaking, hindi naman talaga super daling mag-show up. Lalo na if you're sick, you're having an episode, mahirap ang buhay, everything is crumbling. It's not really the easiest thing to think about when you wake up. Kaya kudos sa mga taong gugustuhin pumasok sa work, gugustuhin pumasok sa school, gugustuhin alagaan yung sarili nila despite of everything. Kasi not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
But you have to. Kasi if you don't, you'll just stop.
Yeah.
And everything will just follow. And you don't want to break that cycle na binild mo na for yourself. Kasi kapag stinop mo yon, you're just gonna have a harder time to regain yourself again. Kaya as
You
much
need
as,
momentum.
as much as possible, kahit mahirap, take it slow. Breathe a bit and adjust. Kasi if you don't adjust to what's happening to you, tapos you just keep pushing, mas mahihirapan at mahihirapan ka kasi you're just pushing yourself over your limit.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. Siyempre, kailangan mo pa rin alagaan sarili mo. You need to take care of your health, your mind, your heart. So, keep a good pacing para hindi ka ma-overwhelm sa feelings.
The thing is, there are also some people kasi that like to keep to themselves. There are some people that don't want to burden others. Some people that don't want to burden their friends because they don't want to add to their plate. Even when their world is falling apart, even when they're going through the worst things in life. There are some people that want to keep it to themselves because they're scared of sharing the pain with others. And some people think you're strong by doing that. Some people think na you're being careful, you're being sensitive to others. But there comes a time where you will need other people. You can't always handle things on your own. You can't always put up a strong front because reality is tough. Life will slap you in the face over and over again. And it doesn't hurt to let the people around you in, especially if you know that these people are very genuine. These people actually care about you, and these people only want what's best for you. It's easier said than done, of course.
Oo naman.
I'm very much guilty of that. My bad habit is I replace it with humor or I try to mellow it down. Sometimes it's a good coping habit. Then I think what happens is when you go home, that's when you feel the weight of it all. You have people around you naman that's ready to carry it with you. You just have to be brave enough and strong enough, and you just have to open up.
It is really different kasi when you handle things with friend and when you handle it alone, since they don't know exactly what you're feeling, what's going on inside your head, hindi parehas yung perspective nyo sa lahat. Siyempre, they have their own mindset. Yung ibang tao gusto nila na what's best for you, pero what you want is different. So, it is a good thing to have somebody like friends to be able to give you a different perspective. Kasi kapag utak mo lang minsan yung gumagana, hindi ka naman laging tama. Alam mo yun? Kahit alam mo yung tama sa mali, hindi siya yung exact right for that situation. Kasi sometimes when you're just thinking out of the blue, you do stupid things.
Yeah. And I feel like one thing that helps you heal is if you're going through something, if you keep repeating it out loud to other people, you keep saying it, you keep telling your story, it'll feel a lot lighter. Siguro one day ma-realize mo na lang na, oh, I can tell this story while smiling. I can tell this story while still being content and happy with who I am now. It really does take time. It really is hard to picture yourself in a happier position when things are the worst that it can be today. But you just have to trust that things will get better as long as you choose it to get better, as long as you pick yourself up one step at a time, one day at a time. When things are going well, you always want to plan for the future. But when things are so heavy and tough right now that you don't even see a future in sight, you don't even want the future anymore, I suddenly now get why it's important to take it day by day. You survive one day, that's an achievement in itself. you survive the next, that's a bigger achievement already.
Mm-mm.
And, you know, it just gets lighter and lighter if you take baby steps, if you try to narrow it down and not always see the bigger picture of life. Because then, if you try to see the bigger picture and the people that you want aren't there, the life that you want is not there, maybe the career that you planned isn't there, and you're trying to piece it all together, but none of it is with you right now, it just feels so impossible. You
And
would just feel so,
overwhelming.
you'll feel so defeated.
Mm-mm.
Before I was really a planner of the future. If I hear somebody say, let's just take it day by day, I'm like,
No.
what a fucking loser. So what do you mean? Plan for your future. Plan 10 years ahead, plan 5 years ahead. But I think that was coming from a very positive mindset. I was at the time very happy and very secure with myself. But I guess now that things have changed and now that it's not always as happy, it's not always as secure, gets ko now why sometimes looking to the future is too much. All I need to do is survive the next hour, survive the next meeting, survive the next, I don't know, survive the next few days. And for now, that's enough.
Tsaka choosing to be better or choosing to fix little things each day and acknowledging na kailangan mo siyang gawin is better than not doing
Yeah.
anything. Kasi kapag iniisip mo na you feel so defeated, talong-talo ka, okay lang. That's so valid. But you have to do something kasi hindi dapat titigil ang mundo mo. Hindi mo hahayaan na mag-stop for a long time. Kasi if you stop, you're just gonna have to relearn to do everything again. And we don't want that kasi ayaw mo naman na maging back to zero ka. And you've been rebuilding yourself for so long. You wouldn't want to see yourself in a different picture, in a different setup, in a different scenario, di ba? Kaya knowing na some other people are hirap mag-go on with things, it's just, you know, with that, ano mo na siya, day by day, piece by piece muna. Kasi nga, hindi talaga siya madali kapag iisipin mo pang lahatan. Pag inisip mo siya ng, ay wow, ganito next year agad. Okay lang. Those are for the people na I think,
Are secure,
yeah,
are happy.
yeah.
But not everybody is lucky enough to be that right now. And if you're one of the ones that feel unlucky, you're one of the ones that feel incomplete, it's easier to just try to survive day by day for now until you get stronger,
Again.
until you rebuild yourself. Slowly, day by day, you will also try to build parts of you that you want. Slowly, day by day, you will find that you're becoming the person that you've dreamed of. Not as easy as you're saying now. It is a very slow and painful process, but it has to start somewhere.
Naniniwala ka ba na all of the advices that we're giving now are we putting to good use?
No? I mean, I think I'm okay with words. I'm not the best at following. So everything that I'm saying, I'm only able to think of it because I'm very guilty of it. Keeping to myself,
Yeah.
thinking ahead too much. I forget to just try to survive the next day. I'm very guilty of everything that I'm saying right now. So take everything with a grain of salt. We are hypocrites.
Pinapanood niyo yung podcast namin, guys, for advices.
kapag sad ako, pinapanood ko yung version ko na masaya ako.
Sabi ko sa kanya, repost niya, baka relatable, ganun.
Like, actually the other day, di ba? Sabi ko, halang saya ko ah. So, ganyan pala ako mag-isip kapag masaya ako.
Yeah.
Ganun pala ako mag-isip when I'm hopeful in life. And now that it's not really the same, at least I know that there's a version of me that can do that. And there's a version of me that I will try very hard to regain. Because that was a very positive part of me.
Pansin ko din.
I was very happy, I was very positive. So, now that it's not the same, I will try to regain it.
Oh.
How do you spend the holidays when you're in a long-distance relationship?
Since LDR, mahirap kasi ang pagpa-plan, expecting to meet halfway or be able to set dates na parehas kayong free, which is really,
And the time difference.
yeah, which is really, really mahirap talaga. But you know, we compromise na naayos naman namin yung schedule namin a bit. but there was a lot of
Back and
sleepless nights talaga para mag-meet yung mga time namin since time zone is different and everything. Nung nagpaplano kami ng holiday, which is my first big holiday for me kasi I haven't experienced a holiday where I'm just celebrating it with just one person.
Okay.
So parang it's different when you're celebrating with family and with your partner, 'di ba? So nung nandito yung partner ko, ang expected namin, we come from two different cultures. So kinambine namin yon. What we did is, pinakita niya sa akin kung paano sila nagse-celebrate ng Christmas. Pinakita ko
Which
din
is
ko.
through drinking?
Sa UK kasi, they have this thing called, may elves thingy. Binibigyan ka ng gifts ng elves. Elves lang. But basically, siya din lang bumili ng gifts. Pero ang sabi,
For herself?
for me, kunyari ako, binigyan kita ng...
Elf? Wait, what?
Hindi.
You're the elf.
Hindi.
You're my partner.
Oo. Tapos,
And you're also the elf.
oo. Pero kunyari ako din yung elf, tapos bibigyan kita ng gift. Pero go check in the chimney. Go check in
So
your
you're like
bed.
Santa.
Oo, pero elf.
Okay.
Yeah, ganon. So, may mga ganon silang culture. Tapos parang ako, what's happening?
Sabi, ilagay mo na lang sa Christmas tree. Dami
Parang nung
art.
nagre-thank you ako, no, it's not from me. It's from the elves.
And then you're like,
It's from you.
no.
Sabi ko, no. Kaya yun, mga ganon. And then, this was the biggest Christmas celebration I've had kasi this is the time where I have money already. So I got to buy different gifts for me, my friends, and family. And then, syempre, my partner since we're celebrating it together. Nakakapanibago kasi it's a lot of pressure kasi you don't know sometimes kung anong bibilin mo sa kanya, di ba? Nakaka-pressure kasi, hala, baka mas bongga yung gift niya sa'yo. Pero, nung nag-exchange gift na kami, ang napansin ko, binigay niya sa akin is yung mga things that I really need. Mga essentials. Binigyan niya akong deodorant, panty, cotton buds, gano'n.
Helpful.
Like,
Napkin.
yeah. Yung mga essentials talaga, which is practical. Siyempre, ngayong adult, hindi ka naman na matutuwa pa nga ako pag binigyan ako ng bigas, di ba? Yung
True.
mga ganon. So, ang mga binigay ko naman sa kanya is, since hindi naman sila food na people, nagbigay lang ako snack, nagbigay ako ng mga very thoughtful things, very high school, yung mga DIY gifts.
Anything handcrafted is
Oo,
actually
mga
quite
ganun.
nice.
Nakakamiss gawin yun. Kasi nung high school ka, automatically, very corny ka kapag ginagawa mo.
So, wala kang pera din. So, you gotta get creative.
Kaya yun. Natuwa naman ako kasi celebrating it with your loved one is really, really different from celebrating it with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Kasi syempre, overwhelming. Pag kayong dalawa lang ng partner mo, it's very intimate.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Tahimik, kayo lang, emotional, you know.
Very peaceful too.
Oo. Actually, may nga kami doon may portion kami doon we were just crying. Being thankful and everything for the holiday that we get to spend it.
Huh?
Na we got to spend it together.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I put space out.
I was like, nakikita mo yun doon. Nakikita mo yun doon.
If you get to spend the holidays with your loved one, and if you get to spend the holidays with your partner, you're very lucky. Because not all families allow that. Not all families accept that. Not all families want other people in it. Not all families will let you. So being able to experience that and being able to just celebrate the big things with your partner is a big win and something to be very, very grateful for.
Grateful naman.
Yeah.